Dear students, a very good morning to you all. In our last class, we have completed solving the problems up to exercise 1.2. In today's session, let us continue with exercise 1.3. I recommend you all to have a book and a pen while watching the maths video, and also solve the problems along with me wherever it is necessary. Let us begin with exercise 1.3. In that, first main is estimate each of the following using general rule. Can you notice the word estimate is what you have to do? Estimate. Estimate means rounding off to the nearest place values. So let us begin to solve the questions one by one. Question A, 730 plus 999. You have to estimate these numbers and then you have to add them. Let's begin. The first number is 730, right? 730. So how many digits are there here? Ones, tens and hundreds. 3 digits, right? So ones, tens, hundreds. Here you have to estimate this. You have to round off this number to nearest hundreds place. The highest place value here is hundreds. So rounding off to the nearest hundreds place, write down the sentence. Rounding off to nearest hundreds, okay, is equal to, what is the answer we get? So while you are rounding off to the nearest hundreds, you have to check the tens place. See the tens place. What is the tens place here? 3. 3 is less than 5 or greater than 5. 3 is less than 5, right? So you should not add anything to the hundreds place. 7 remains as it is. So the answer is 7 in the hundreds place, and the tens place and ones place becomes 0 and 0 in the rounding off system. Fine. Again I'll explain you. See, you have to round off to the nearest hundreds, that is to the nearest hundreds, because it is the highest place value here. While rounding off to the nearest hundreds, you have to check one number before hundreds place, that is tens place. Here tens place is 3. It is less than 5, so no need to add 1 to the hundreds place. If it is greater than 5 or if it is equal to 5, then you have to add plus 1 to the hundreds place. Here it is less than 5. 3 is less than 5, so no need to add anything to the hundreds place. Just write down the hundreds place 7 as it is, and then the tens place and ones place will become zeros. Answer here 730. Rounding off to the nearest hundreds will become 700. Let us see the rounding off of the next number, 999. Write down 998, right? This also you should round off to the nearest hundreds. So rounding off to nearest hundreds. Why we are rounding off to the nearest hundreds here? Because in the question they have given using general rule. What does the general rule say? That is highest place value. To the highest place value we have to round off. Which is the highest place value here? Ones, tens and hundreds. So hundreds is the highest place value. So while rounding off to the nearest hundreds, you have to check one number before hundreds. Which is the one number before hundreds here? It is tens place, right? So check the tens place whether it is greater than 5 or less than 5. Here it is 9. See the tens place number, it is 9. So 9 is greater than 5. Correct? 9 is greater than 5. So we have to add plus 1 to the hundreds place. When you add plus 1, this hundreds place will become now 9 plus 1 is 10. Hundreds place becomes 10. Fine. And these two digits will become 0, 0. While you are rounding off to the hundreds place, tens place and ones place will become 0. Here also tens place and ones place has become 0. Fine. Now you can add. So 730 rounded off becomes 700. 998 rounding off to the nearest hundreds become 1000. So the final answer you can write it as, see this answer, consider these answers, 700 and 1000. So 700, since in the question they have asked us to sum up, that is plus 1000. 700 plus 1000 is 1700. Fine. The next question here is 796 minus 314. Here you have to subtract. Estimate the numbers first and then subtract. So here also it is a 3-digit number. Can you notice? Ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens and hundreds. Which is the highest place value here? Hundreds place is the highest place, right? Hundreds place, here also it is hundreds place is the highest place value. So we have to round off to nearest to hundreds. Round off nearest to hundreds place. So in this solution, write down rounding off to the nearest hundreds. Fine. Now take the first number, 796. 796. While you are rounding off to the nearest hundreds, can you see in hundreds how many zeros are there? 2 zeros, right? That is ones place and tens place is 0 in hundreds. Since we are rounding off to the nearest hundreds, your ones place and tens place, see, ones place and tens place will become 0, 0, 0. Fine. Ones place and tens place become 0. Now you have to write the hundreds place. To write the hundreds place, check the tens place. See, this is the hundreds place. So you should check the tens place, whether the tens place is greater than 5 or less than 5. See, here it is 9. 9 is greater than 5. Correct? 9 is greater than 5. So you should add plus 1 to the hundreds place. Then it becomes 7 plus 1 is 8. 800. Is it clear? To write the hundreds place, you should check the tens place. Fine. So if the tens place is greater than 5 or it is equal to 5, then you should add plus 1 to the hundreds place. The hundreds place is 7. When you add plus 1 to this, it becomes 8. So rounding off 796 to the nearest hundreds becomes 800. Fine. Let us see one more number what they have given, 314. Right. Write down 314. So what is the first rule? since we are rounding off to the nearest hundreds place, the ones place and tens place will become 0. 2 zeros, because 100 has 2 zeros. We are doing nearest to 100, so 2 zeros. Ones place and tens place is 0. Now we have to write the hundreds place. Fine. We have to fill the hundreds place. To fill the hundreds place, you have to check the tens place in the question. Can you see this tens place? What is tens place? 1. And 1 is greater than 5 or less than 5. So it is less than 5. Fine. So when the tens place is less than 5, then no need to add plus 1 to the hundreds place. Instead of that, you should write the as it is number 3. Here also it is 3. So it becomes 300. So rounding off 314 becomes 300. Understood? Now you can apply the mathematical operation what they have given, minus. So after rounding off, take down the final answers what you have obtained. 800 minus 300. What is the answer? 800 minus 300 is 500. Fine. Let us solve further questions to understand this concept clearly. Yeah, look at the question C. It is little different. Here the larger number is given. It is not the 3-digit number, but it is 5-digit and 4-digit number. So it is ones, tens, hundreds, thousand and 10,000. Here ones, tens, hundreds, thousand. Fine. First check the highest place value. Here it is highest place value is 10,000, and here the highest place value is 1000. What is the number in thousands place? It is 2, and in 10,000 place it is 1. So first number, that is 12,904. 12,904 should be rounded off to nearest 10,000. Rounded off to the nearest 10,000. Why we are rounding off to the nearest 10,000s? Because highest place value is 10,000s here. Fine. So since we are rounding off to the nearest 10,000, can you count number of zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4. Write down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 zeros. Fine. That is ones place, tens place, hundreds place and thousands place is 0. Now you have to write the 10,000s place. Fine. To fill this place from the given number, what is the given number? 12,904. So here you should check the place value of 1000. Okay, you should check the place value of 1000 to write the place value of 10,000. See, it is 2. 2 is less than 5. Correct? If it is less than 5, then no need to add anything to the 10. No need to add anything to the 10,000s place. Just write down the as it is number. What is the number here? 1. So fill this 10,000s place with 1. Fine. So 12,904 rounded off to the nearest 10,000 gives answer 10,000. Fine. Now the next number is 2,888. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousand. Since the highest place value is 1000, we have to round off to the nearest 1000. Round off to the nearest thousands will give, see how many zeros are there in the thousands place? 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. Ones place, tens place and hundreds place becomes 0, and we have to fill now the thousands place. How to fill the thousands place? To fill the thousands place, you have to check the hundreds place from the question. What is the hundreds place number? 8. So 8 is greater than 5. Correct? If it is greater than 5, then you should add plus 1 to the thousands place. So 2 plus 1 becomes 3. The answer is 3000. 2888 rounded off to the nearest thousands will give you 3000. Now go back to the question. What they have given the mathematical operation here? It is plus, means you have to add. Whatever the answer you got after rounding off, consider those answers. Here 10,000 and this is 3,000. So answer is 10,000 plus 3,000. So it is 13,000 is your final answer. Shall we move to the question D? Yeah. So see here, write down the place values: ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. Since the highest place value is 10,000, can you see both the numbers? The highest place value is 10,000. So we have to round off to the nearest 10,000s place. Rounding off to the nearest 10,000s will give, first write down the first question, that is 28,292. So how to round off? What is the first rule? Check the number of 0 in 10,000s place. 4 zeros, right? Write down 4 zeros. 2, 3, 4. It means ones place is 0, tens place is 0, hundreds place is 0, thousands place is 0. Now we have to fill 10,000s place. To fill this 10,000s place, check the thousands place in the question. So this is 10,000, right? So one number before the 10,000 is 1000. You should check this number. Don't get confused. To write the 10,000s place in the answer, you have to check one number before it, that is thousands place. What is number here? 8. 8 is greater than 5. If it is greater than 5, then add plus 1 to the 10,000s place. So before it was 2. Now after adding 1, 2 plus 1 is 3. The answer is 30,000. In the same way, round off the next number, that is 21,496. Write down 21,496. Here also the same formula, or here also the same rule we have to apply. First, since we are rounding off to the 10,000s place, 10,000 has 4 zeros. Write down 4 zeros first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have to write the 10,000s place. To write the 10,000s place, check the thousands place. The thousand place here is 1. 1 is less than 5. Alva, 5 ginta kadme ide. If it is less than 5, then no need to add anything to the 10,000s place. It remains as it is. 2. In the answer also it is 2. So the final answer becomes 20,000. Now since in the question they have given to subtract, you have to subtract 30,000 minus 20,000. So 30,000 minus 20,000 will become 30 minus 20 is 10, right? So 10,000 is your final answer. Shall we move for the next mate? Yes. Look at this question. Give a rough estimate by rounding off to nearest hundreds and also a closer estimate by rounding off to nearest tens. So here they have given us to round off to the nearest hundreds and also to nearest tens. Let's round off to nearest hundreds first. So here are the numbers. See, ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds. Here we will not consider the highest place value number because it is already given in the question to round off to nearest hundreds. So all the three numbers should be rounded off to the nearest hundreds. Take down rounding off to the nearest hundreds. Rounding off to the nearest hundreds. So write down these numbers one by one. 439 and then 334 and 4,317. Fine. Write their place values also. Ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds and thousands. Fine. We are rounding off to the nearest hundreds. How many zeros? 2 zeros. So in the answer also, ones, tens, hundreds. So here 3-digit number. So ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds. Since it is 4-digit number, take up to thousands place. So since it is nearest to hundreds, there are 2 zeros in hundreds. So fill ones place and tens place with 0. Here also 0 and 0. 2 zeros. 0, 0. Next we have to fill hundreds place. Correct? We have to fill hundreds place. To fill this hundreds place, you have to check the tens place. All here you have to check the tens place. Fine. So check here. 3 is less than 5, so no need to add anything. Write down 4 as it is. It becomes 400. 439 rounded off to the nearest hundreds will give you 400. The next one, here also 3. 3 is less than 5, so no need to add anything to the hundreds place. Keep 3 as it is. It becomes 300. So 334 is nearest to 300. The next one here, again here also you should check the tens place. So tens place is 1. 1 is less than 5. So 3 as it is. Also 4 is extra number here. Write down 4 also as it is. So 4,317 nearest to hundreds is 4,300. So now you have got your rounded off numbers. Add all the three numbers since it is given addition symbol in the question. That is 400 plus 300 plus 4,300. So 400 plus 300 gives you 700. 700 plus 4,300 will give you, so see, 0, 0, 0 is 0. Ones place is 0. Next tens place 0, 0, 0. Tens place is 0. Next hundreds place 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 means 0 and 1 carry to the thousands place. 4 plus 1 is 5. You can also do the vertical addition if you need. Fine, the answer is 5000. When you do to the nearest hundreds, it is 5000. So here again they have asked us to find out nearest tens. Shall we find? So the same numbers, that is 439 plus 334 plus 4317. Now we have to round off to the nearest tens. So rounding off to the nearest tens will give you, see, write down the three numbers, 439, 334, 4314. Since we are rounding off to the nearest tens, tens means how many zero? 1 0, right? 1 0. All the numbers, first one's digit will become 0. Next, we have to write, since we are rounding off to the nearest tens, right? Tens place. To write the tens place, you have to check the ones place now. Ones place. So check the ones place, whether it is greater than 5 or less than 5. See, 9. 9 is greater than 5. If it is greater than 5, then add plus 1 to the tens place. 3 plus 1 becomes 4, and the rest number is as it is, 4. No changes in the other place value numbers. Only there will be changes in the tens place depending on the ones digit. So 4, it is less than 5, then no changes. Tens place becomes 3, and further number is as it is. Next here, ones place is 4, it is less than 5, so tens place is as it is. Remaining two digits are also same. So we have got the answer here. 439 rounded off to the nearest tens is 440. 334 becomes 330. 4314 will become 4310. Now we can add. See, the final answers are these. Add all these together. 440 plus 330 plus 4310. Let's count from the ones place. 0 0 0 will become 0. Fine. The next number 1 3. 1 and 3 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. Next, 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 means 0 here. 1 carry to the thousands place. 4 plus 1 is 5. Since here thousands place is not mentioned, it's enough to count. 4 plus 1 is 5. It becomes 5080. Fine. So this is your final answer, 5080, when it is rounded off to the nearest tens place. Let us see the third main. Estimate the following products using general rule. Let me tell you, products means multiplication. Fine. So general rule, if they have given, then we should consider highest place value. Okay. Highest place value to round off the numbers. Here the two numbers they have mentioned are 578 and 161. See, ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds. Since they have given it as general rule, we have to consider the highest place value. Which is the highest place value? Hundreds. Here also it is hundreds. So rounding off to the nearest hundreds. Rounding off to the nearest hundreds. Fine. When you round off to the nearest hundreds, first write down these numbers. 578. The other number is 161. Ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds. So ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds. Fine. Since you are rounding off to the nearest hundreds, how many zeros are there in 100? 2 zeros. Write down 2 zeros. Ones place becomes 0, tens place becomes 0. Fine. To fill the hundreds place now, we have to check tens place. To fill the hundreds place, you should not check hundreds place. You should check one place before the hundreds place, that is so ones place before the hundreds place, that is tens place. See the tens place. What is the number given here? It is 7. Is 7 is greater than 5 or less than 5? Yes, it is greater than 5. If it is greater than 5, then you should add plus 1 to the hundreds place. So 5 plus 1, it becomes 6. So 578, rounding off to the nearest hundreds, will give you the answer 600. Fine. Let us see the next one. So here also we are rounding off to the nearest hundreds. So ones place and tens place will become 0. 100 means 2 zeros, so 2 zeros. To write the hundreds place, you should check this tens place. Check the tens place. Greater than 5 or less than 5? Yes, it is greater than 5. So add plus 1 to the hundreds place. 1 plus 1 is 2. It becomes 200. So now we have got the final answers as 600 and 200. We have to do multiplication. So 600 into 200. In my last video also, I have explained you how to multiply when there are zeros. Very easy. First count the number of zeros, total number of zeros. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 zeros are there. So in the product also you can write 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 zeros. Now multiply this remaining numbers. 6 and 2. 6 2s are 12. Okay, 6 2s are 12. The answer is 1,20,000. So that's all in today's class. In the next class, we will meet with a new chapter. Thank you.